Hey, welcome to the November edition of the How to Podcast series. What are we doing this month? We're doing an episode every single day for the month of November. Yeah, that's a lot of podcast episodes, Dave. And what I want to do is I want to shine a light on amazing podcasters who are doing great things in podcasting. I want you to meet some of my friends. Now, these are friends that I've met through this podcast. These are friends that I've met by being on their show. These are friends that have been at our meetups. These are friends who I cherish and I think are people that you need to know. The best way to grow podcasting is word of mouth marketing, telling people about people's shows. That's what this is all about for the month of November. It's all word of mouth. You're going to hear from them come on and talk about their podcast. You're going to hear clips from shows. You'll have links to go follow these amazing people. And I want to give you a variety of different amazing podcasters for you to fall in love with. And you found the right spot. This is November. It's all about the listeners. It's all about you. And I want to shine a light on some amazing people. Are you ready? Okay. Let's jump into this because I think you're going to love this. And I'm glad you're here. And what I can't wait for is the day when you and I get to interact. I can't wait for us to meet each other at our meetups, online, through the link in the notes attached to this episode, where you and I can meet each other and I can be there in your corner to support you. I would love to do that. So here's another example of one of my friends at their show, and I want you to fall in love with them just as much as I have. Okay? Welcome to the How to Podcast series. It's November. It's National Podcast Post Month. It's 30 episodes in 30 days, and I want you to meet some of my favorite people in this world called podcasting. It's all about them. It's not about me. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Check out one of my friends. You ready? You ready? Okay, here we go. So what's better than being a guest on a podcast? Being the guest, the first guest on a podcast. I had the opportunity of being on an amazing podcast with Richard Wilmore called Make Your Day Richer. And I love that it's got rich in the name. That's well done. And Richard brought me on as a guest, and he films it as a video podcast as well. That's the primary way that he gets it out there, but he does the audio as well, so you can hear it. And what I love is when you see me on camera, and I'll put a link to the interview in the notes, he has this cool backdrop. It looks like a carnival kids room, colors and bright colors and things everywhere. You're like so fascinated and drawn to this. He's really good at what he does. And he has me, think of like a typical like late night TV show, you know, all the Jimmys in the world that have a TV show, those kind of late night shows. You have the couch and then the desk and then the person behind the desk is the host. I, as a guest, am sitting on what looks like a couch with a TV on the couch, and I'm on the TV on the couch. Try to follow that. I go watch the video, you'll see what I mean. And it's so cool because I had to center myself on the TV, make sure I wasn't too tall or too short, and right in the middle. And I was so enamored with the idea of being on TV, on a couch, on Richard's show, and to be the first to be on the show, which was amazing. And the beautiful thing is, this podcast he created because he bought a carpet. I know, I've bought carpets before and never tied it to creating a podcast. Probably should think about that. Richard did. He bought a carpet and then said, you know what, I'm going to create a podcast. So you got to hear it. You got to hear it. It's amazing. It's a great story. He's an amazing human being. You got to go check it out. And what I love is success leaves clues. Richard started this podcast, again, because he bought a carpet. And now we have thousands and thousands and thousands of people watching and participating in his show. Like, it's mind-boggling. I know it's not because I was his first guest by any means. I do not take any credit for that at all, but I was so thrilled to be one of his very first guests on his podcast. Like, what a joy. So to you listening, and you're like, oh, I'd love to have a guest. I don't have any episodes. I'm brand new. I would love to be your first guest. Let's start off with a bang. Come on. Right? Reach out to me. Richard Wilmore, make your day richer. You gotta listen to the music intro. You gotta listen to how he does his show. This guy's a pro. And he has some big, audacious goals for his show, and he's gonna hit them. He's gonna pass them so quickly, and great things are coming for Richard. I'm so excited that I got to be a part of this. So here's a little clip from my appearance on Richard's show, Make Your Day Richer. Success leaves clues, everyone. Go buy a carpet and start a podcast. Follow Richard's advice. Here's Richard. Here's a little bit of his show. You gotta go and check this out. He's an amazing human. Okay, here we go.
And now, on with the show.
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
Welcome to Make Your Day Richer. I'm your host, Richard Wilmore. We have a really good show today. David Campbell is here, who I love. I met him a couple weeks ago. I was on his podcast, and we also just had a meeting kind of about podcasting. And what I love about him is he's such a champion for podcasts and shows like this. And that's why I wanted to have him come on here today, because he has 8 shows. One of them is actually only 25 days before Christmas, and it's live with like Santa every day. So it's really cute. So if you have kids, it'd be a great podcast to listen to leading up to Christmas. But he hosts these shows, and some of them are for you to meet people, but some of them are really like how-to and tips and tricks for podcasting, which I appreciate. Podcasting can be really fun and it can be easy, but it can also be difficult to do when you're doing it all yourself. And he's just kind of an open book and there to help people create good content, which I feel like I can relate to and love. And so I have him here today, and he's going to talk all about that and all the things he's doing. And you should look him up because he's so good. TrueMediaSolutions.ca is his website, but he's going to talk all about that and all of his podcasts. You can learn and meet so many amazing people through him, and reach out to him if you have questions. Okay. So this is our first show, and we're going to be live for the most part, Monday through Friday, every day, 10 Eastern. Today we're not live though, however, because I am flying back right now from Wisconsin. I was in Wisconsin over the weekend. My grandma had a birthday, and she's in her 90s. And so we went back to see her, and I'll tell you all about that little adventure in northern Wisconsin. I don't know if any of you have been there before, but it's a world in and of itself. And so I'll fill you in on my grandma's 93rd birthday. I don't know if she'd want me to tell you how old she is. I'll have to ask her. I mean, I did by this time, but I'll tell you tomorrow how that trip to Wisconsin, and we'll be live tomorrow on our first live show. All right, that's enough of me. Let's get to David Campbell. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with David after this. It's premiere week on Make Your Day Richer with Richard Wilmore, featuring Ashley and Becky, the hosts of the podcast Two Girls with Cancer. Self-esteem regime author Clarissa Burt, grief blogger Jason Tuttle, the LinkedIn cheerleader Aqua Kant, weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern starting June 10th. Hi everyone, we're back with David Campbell. David, thank you so much for being here.
It is great to be on the TV with you. This is amazing.
On the TV.
Yeah.
A little matrix happening. You wanted... First of all, if you don't know David's like the king of podcast love. I think no one loves podcasting, the podcasting journey, podcasting hosting, all of the above. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on here, because I love how you celebrate the world of podcasting and telling stories. How did you get into that?
I just love podcasting. I'm a musician. I've been doing it for many years, doing editing for my own music. And when I pressed play on my first podcast, I thought I would be annoyed by listening to somebody yammer away in my ear as I'm trying to do something. But I fell in love with it right away. And
what year was that? Do you remember?
That's been like 5 or 6 years ago now.
Okay.
And I've been doing that. Yeah. So I just thought, hey, I'll give it a try. And because I'm doing editing for music, I already have all the gear. I'm like, why not? Why not do this? So come up with a concept for a show idea, and off we go.
Wow. And it's been like nonstop since. Have you ever taken a break? How's your schedule with podcast hosting? And do you have seasons? How do you do that?
I don't have seasons. I do at least one episode a week. I have 8 different podcasts that I host. And 2 of my podcasts have episodes that release 3 times a week. And last November was National Podcast Post Month. And the idea is that we're supposed to release an episode a day for the entire month of November. So 2 of my 8 podcasts released 30 episodes each in 1 month. That's 60 episodes total in 1 month. So, yeah.
How do you, when you're planning all of these, how do you decide which shows are every day, which shows are once a week? Like, what's your thought process behind that when you're planning shows?
So one of my podcasts, for example, is called the Daily Santa Podcast. It's only in December, and it's a countdown for kids. It's a kids podcast, countdown to Christmas with 25 episodes in a row. So technically, that podcast is alive, and you can listen to it anytime, but it's most active in December. So that's one of my 8 as an example. So that's not releasing every week. My 2 podcasts that release 3 times a week, I have so much content and so many great people to talk to that to limit it down to 1 a week would be, I would have episodes done for the long into the future. For that podcast, I talk to 25 people a week in pre-interviews and interviews just for the 2 podcasts, the How to Podcast series and Living the Next Chapter. So key that unlocks something that and then has a on those people.
I'm gonna try to figure out how I can get a remote to do that. TrueMediaSolutions.ca is David's.
So that's really important in podcasting. Don't worry about the big numbers. It'll come. It'll happen in the future. Just show up and do your thing.
And I just realized why you were so nice. It's because you're Canadian. That's why you're so open to it. Those of us down here probably don't want to do that. Now I get it.
There you go.
Now I get it. TrueMediaSolutions.ca is David's website. Thank you so much for being here.
I love being up here on the chair, on the TV, in the TV, on the chair. This is so cool.
Is it like some sort of weird throne kind of?
I feel really propped up here. I do. As long as you don't turn the channel on me, I'm good.
I won't. I'm going to try to figure out how I can get a remote to do that when we're done. And then it goes to like the static is my next goal on how to do this.
I love it.
David Campbell, everybody. We'll be right back.
So there you go. Richard Wilmore. Make your day richer. Again, a privilege and honor to be asked to come on anyone's show. But to come on somebody's show at the beginning, at the very, very beginning, and be one of the very first guests, I love it. I just love his show. And I love who Richard is. He loves how he serves his community. He knows what he wants of the show. He knows exactly how to get it. This person is so focused, laser focused on success and growing and doing his best. We need more humans like Richard Wilmore in this world. We need more Richards. Really, we do. And again, I would love for you to go check out the show, follow, like, subscribe, check out his YouTube, check out wherever you can see his show or hear his show or participate in his show, social media, everything. You gotta go check out Richard Wilmore. 100%. A great human. Okay, and if you want a great guest for your show, reach out to him. He's a super fun guy to talk to, and he will make you smile, and he'll make you think, which is 2 great things in combination that makes him a superhuman. So that's it. I'm calling him a superhuman. So definitely go check out Richard Wilmore. Make your day richer, and go check out my episode, one of the very first. Hello, and leave a comment or something on his YouTube channel, telling Richard, "Oh, thanks for having Dave on. He's such a great guy." Yeah, that's exactly what I want you to say. something along those lines. But go and support Richard. Let him know you love his show. Let him know that you're following and watching, and give him some feedback. I know he'd love to hear from you. And again, only positive things out of his mouth, only positive things on how he shows up in this world. And again, that's one thing we're lacking today, is we need more Richard Wilmores. So go check out Make Your Day Richer. Go follow the show. And again, 30 days, 30 episodes. It's exciting. We're getting close to the end here of our November releases, but so many great podcasts to think about, listen to, experience, and Richard Wilmore's Make Your Day Richer is one of those. You gotta go check it out. Okay? So I love being a podcaster. I love meeting these great people. And I love the fact that you pressed play on this episode and that you're still here. That tells me that there's something here for you. And if you're like, Dave, I want to be part of this. I want to be part of this community, and I want to spend some time with you. There's a link in the show notes. It's just for you. You and I can get together and chat about your podcast, answer any questions you have. And the most important thing is we get to meet each other. So if you feel like you've been podcasting alone, you should never podcast alone. You should podcast in a group. We have a community just for you. And I, Dave, would love to be part of your community. howtopodcast.ca is where you can find me, find our amazing community, and meet the people you've met here today on this episode. So, what are you waiting for? Stop podcasting by yourself. Reach out. I would love to talk to you. Happy National Podcast Post Month, and we'll talk soon. Thank you for being part of the community, and thank you for listening to this episode. howtopodcast.ca. Take care.